Hey y'all, it's Paul from Go With The Flo Couple, and today I've got a short video for you. It's kind of an instructional how-to video. I'm here with my truck Mo, Mo's 2014 Ram 2500 diesel truck, and he's done a really good job of pulling flow here all over the eastern United States. Well, when I got Mo, he had a electric roll-up cover on bed cover from Pace Edwards, and it was a really nice cover, but eventually it developed some problems and I had to get rid of it. So now Mo's been going topless for a while. So I purchased from Real Truck a Gator soft roll-up tonneau cover, and here it is. It was under $300. I managed to get it on sale because of the Memorial Day sale. And it comes with everything that you see here. The cover, the bed rails, all the hardware for installing it. All you need, 9/16 and a 1/2 inch, either wrench or socket. And it does recommend that you use some spring clamps to make it easier to install. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to install this bed cover on Mo. It really doesn't take much, so let's get started. All right, the first step in the instructions say to put the weather caps on, and I've already done that on both ends. Now, there's two rails, of course, one for each bed. This one that does not have the release handle is the passenger side, and that's the first one I'm going to put on. You simply lay it against the bed and you make sure that it's even with the edge of the bed, and then attach a couple of the spring clamps just to hold it in place. Now it does say in the instructions to make sure that it's level with the top of the bed. So there it is, level with the top of the bed, and the weather cap needs to be right over here, right where the tailgate comes up, to make a good seal, as you can see right here. You take 3 of the clamps. These are 1/2 inch. Okay, the instructions do say that once you take the clamps, it recommends you start in the middle of the rail. That's why I put the 2 spring clamps on either end. And it's real simple. It just clamps under your bed and over the top of the rail, or the bottom side of the rail. You tighten it up and it holds it in place. So, instructions say to do each one of them hand tied at first. Oops, slipped. Of course, it's always easier to do when you're not on camera. So just kind of snug or hand tight, and then we're going to do the same thing on the rear and on the front. Okay, once you've got all 3 of them on and they're hand tight, snug, then just come back with your wrench or your ratchet and give it a good snug. What that does, that pulls the weather tight seal against the edge of your bed, so that you should have a nice weather tight seal here all the way down the edge of your bed, so you won't have any leaks. And even with Mo in his raised up position with his airbags filled, it's still not difficult to do this from the ground. Now once we have all three tightened up on this side, I'll do the same thing on the driver's side. But before I do that, let me show you real quick what the driver's side looks like. As I said, you can tell the difference between the driver's side and the passenger side because the driver's side has the release on it. This is what locks the tonneau cover in place. It's only on the driver's side. The passenger side does have a clip that retains the end of it so that when you lock it in place, it stays nice and tight. So let's do the same thing on this side and get this rail installed, and then I'll show you how to put the rest of it together. All right, the next step is to install the hardware that holds the tonneau cover to the front of the truck. And it's very simple. This is it. It's a big washer, one bolt, and a nylon nut which doesn't back off. These are installed by taking this little protective cover right here, flipping it over, taking the bolt, sliding in that track, and then putting it back. Do the same thing on the other side. Pull over, slipped in, and latch back. Then we're going to move to the front of the truck with a 9/16 socket and the ratchet and install the cover. Now if you notice, there are two holes cut in the front of each one of these rails. There's a square one and there's a round one, or an oval one. These bolts are going to go in the oval hole. So let me get it pushed across here. Put my tools down. And you make sure that it's all the way forward, and there's a rubber flap. You want to make sure that that rubber piece right there is resting on the top edge of the bed. That's a weather-tight seal. Then you install one washer. Get that nut started, and I'm going to go to the other side. Do the same thing and then tighten them both down. So you make sure that that rubber seal is against the edge of your bed. Again, the instructions do say on this not to tighten it down excessively tight, but you do want to make sure it's pretty snug. Now the last step while I'm tightening these down is to install what they call tension brackets, what they call tension brackets. The tension brackets are adjustable so that over time, if the cover starts to get a little looser, you can tighten it up. by increasing the tension on these brackets. The instructions go into great detail on how to put these in. Let me grab one and I'll show you. You can keep the camera right here. As you can see, these are the tension brackets. They're going to go in those rectangular holes, and they're numbered 1, 4, 2, and 3. It recommends starting off with 4 being forward and on the top, and that is the least. That is the least tension. As the cover wears, as it starts to get a little stretched from time, from the heat, you can change it to 3, you can change it to 2, or if you really need it, you can change it to the tightest tension, which is 1. The way these install, you point the 4 forward and you put the 2, 3 down inside that rectangular bracket, and then put this clip just inside the number 2 hole. Whatever hole is forward, that's where you're going to go. So it'll go in there like that. Okay, let me put these in place and we'll get right back with you. Put the retaining clip in, and then all that's left is to unroll your cover and lock it down. It's held in place when it's rolled up by these 2 little straps right here with hooks on them. We'll go to the other side and get the other side loose.
What are the hooks connected to on the other side?
The hooks are connected to little plastic loops.
Okay.
So that's what holds your tonneau cover in position when it's in the rolled up position. Now, one thing about this, they don't recommend that you use it partially unrolled. It would be nice if it could be, because then I could just roll it to here while we're traveling and things up front would be out of the weather. If you can find a tri-fold or a back flip hard top tonneau cover, they allow you to do that. But the problem with the ones for my truck were that they covered up my spare fuel tank, and I was afraid I wouldn't be able to get access to this while we were on the road traveling. So I went with this model. So it just unrolls. You make sure that you're over far enough that the Velcro is going to attach. Also, as it unrolls, you make sure that these bars are hitting both sides. And the first few times you do this, you may need to adjust what you're doing.
Like that, it's still not
Like
adjusted.
And I'll adjust it after I get it on. But you make sure, like I said, the bar hits, unroll. Now when you get to the end, the passenger side flips in there. As I said, the passenger side flips in that catch over there. The driver's side flips in this catch over here. Make sure it clicks. And this just fasten down your Velcro. After a few times, the Velcro pretty much fastens itself down with the tension, but it doesn't hurt to go by and press it. So let me do the other side. And there you have it. This is the Gator Bed Protector. We're not affiliated, but I just felt that this would be a good cover for my truck. And again, it came from a company out of Orlando, Florida called Real Truck. So, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, click like, subscribe to our channel, the Go with the Flow couple, and hit that little notification bell. Like I said, simple install. Probably takes about 20 minutes. The instructions were really good. And shipping, even with a holiday, I ordered it on one day and I got it 4 days later. So, until later, I'm Paul from Go With The Flow Couple saying, bye y'all.